The Crystal Night on Allen Street. The first night of the new year was crisp and bright, the air holding a steady, freezing promise of 27 degrees. Inside their warm home, the ritual began. Fatima sat in her wheelchair, her eyes bright with the knowing of what was to come. Her mother, Gulsen, knelt before her, gently tugging a thick wool sock over Fatima's foot. "The ice is waiting, Fatima," Gulsen whispered with a smile, checking the zippers of her daughter's heavy winter coat to ensure the cold stayed out and the joy stayed in. Fatima felt the familiar rhythm in her chest, a hum of anticipation that traveled down to her chair. She began to rock, a rhythmic, joyful motion that was her way of telling the world, "I am ready." On the floor beside her, Figaro, the gray tabby cat, stretched his long legs. He bumped his head against the wheel of her chair, his tail twitching in time with her movement. He wouldn't be joining them in the snow, but he knew the excitement of a family tradition when he felt it. Outside, the world was a hushed gallery of white. Levent and Gulsen worked together in the driveway, the snow crunching beneath their boots like sugar. Levent checked the ramp of their van, ensuring everything was clear of ice. The night was dark, but the streetlights caught the falling flakes, turning the driveway into a sparkling stage. They moved with the practiced grace of a team, bound by love and the shared mission of making this first night of 2026 a memory to hold. They arrived at the heart of State College, where Allen Street was transformed. The glow of the Sichuan house and the Allen Street Grill spilled out onto the sidewalks, mingling with the festive string lights. Levent pushed Fatima's chair through the thin layer of fresh snow, his gloved hands steady. Fatima's breath came in small, white clouds, her head turning eagerly as the first glimmer of frozen art appeared through the crowd. The first stop was the centerpiece, a massive 2026 carved from blocks of solid, translucent ice. A long line of people snaked around the corner, everyone waiting for a photo with the new year. Gulsen leaned over Fatima, pointing out the way the light trapped inside the numbers made them look like they were made of diamonds. Fatima rocked harder, her smile wide as she watched the families laughing and the ice glowing against the dark sky. "Look at this one, Fatima. A throne for a queen," Levent said, guiding her toward the giant ice seat. It was a magnificent chair, wide and imposing, carved with swirls that looked like frozen wind. People were taking turns sitting on the freezing surface for a dare, but Fatima preferred to view it from her own seat. She reached out a gloved hand, feeling the radiating chill of the sculpture, her eyes taking in every sharp edge and smooth curve. Further down the street, they found the ice car. It was a marvel of engineering, a full-sized vehicle captured in a permanent frozen state. The headlights were blocks of ice that seemed to catch every bit of light from the surrounding shops. Gulsen stood by Fatima's side, describing the intricate details of the wheels and the steering wheel visible through the ice doors. Fatima made a soft sound of wonder, her rocking slowing as she focused on the shimmering miracle before her. They made their way toward the park, where the sound of children's laughter rose above the muffled city noise. An ice slide had been built, a long, slick ribbon of frozen fun, where kids zoomed down on their coats. Levent held Fatima's hand as they watched. She didn't need to slide to feel the speed. She watched the movement with a keen intensity, her body swaying in a sympathetic rhythm with the children's descent. The joy in the park was infectious, a celebration of winter's bite. The cold began to settle into their bones, the 27-degree air finally winning out over their heavy layers. It was time to head back. Gulsen and Levent walked side by side behind the wheelchair, navigating the thinning crowds. The walk was quick and bracing, the wind whistling past them. They were a small, sturdy unit moving through the night, tired but filled with the quiet satisfaction of a tradition kept and a new year properly welcomed. Back home, the heater hummed a low, welcoming song. The chill of Allen Street was replaced by the scent of warm tea and the softness of the living room rug. Fatima was back in her favorite spot, her coat removed, her body finally still and relaxed. Figaro wasted no time, leaping up to curl his warm gray body against her leg. As Gulsen and Levent sat nearby, Fatima closed her eyes, the images of glowing ice and falling snow dancing behind her lids. The year had begun, and it was beautiful.